He could almost imagine their pillowy softness as they opened to allow him entry. Selene was tall for a woman. At nearly 5'10", she could almost look him in the eye. Her body was willowy like a dancer's, yet oh so sultry. If she ever decided she wanted him in return and took him up on his millionth request to go on a date, Preston would drop to his knees and kiss the hem of her skirt, or any other part of her she desired him to kiss. "Have dinner with me tonight." He had already anticipated her denial, and when it came his disappointment was keen. "Bugger off," she said just before stomping away. "Was it something I said?" he called after her, grinning as she gave him the finger. Her continued refusal is a mystery. Preston didn't bother to turn around. He'd sensed the goddess's presence the moment she appeared. "She's warming to me, I can tell." With a deep regretful sigh, he faced Isis. Today she wore a dress the color of pale pistachios, belted with a gold filigree chain draped loosely around her waist. The hem of her dress swept the ground, hiding what he knew would be perfect bare feet with bright red toenail polish. The woman loved her cosmetics. She'd once told him it was the one thing besides mini lemon cakes she loved most about the human world. With her upswept black hair and her bold but feminine features, she reminded him a lot of Selene. "I could influence her," she offered. "No, her mind should be her own. Anything else is tantamount to rape, my beloved queen. You of all people would hate having your will removed." "It wouldn't be like that. I would just convince her to have dinner with you. Maybe add the suggestion that she would enjoy herself." Preston's lips twitched. "I appreciate your offer, but I'm enjoying the chase. Oddly, I believe she is too. In the end, I'm certain my antiquated way of wooing her will win her over." Although he was from a bygone era when flirting could dance on the edge of risque, he felt it was important to remain a gentleman in dealing with women. He believed they deserved respect and the right to make their own decisions. Besides, where's the fun in having you make her fall for me? "You sound exactly like your brother. He has to do things the hard way, too." Her dry tone made Preston laugh. 9 times out of 10, Alistair deferred to Isis. But when he didn't, the goddess was fit to be tied. What's he done now? She waved a hand as if to reject the idea his brother was caught up in a new problem. Still, she couldn't hide her concern. "Exalted One, what can I do to help?" "I have a mission for you, and I expect you to carry it out without delay." She gave him a stern look. "Of course. Don't I always?" "Not always. There's been a time or two when you've gone off on your own for the sake of your family." He shrugged. It wasn't as if he could deny it. And although she'd get in a barb here or there, Isis never truly reprimanded him for his side trips to deliver a message under the guise of it coming from the goddess herself. With a mock scowl, he said, "Stop reading my mind. It's creepy." She smiled, and the sun shone a little brighter in the other world. Even the ducks turned their faces to the light. As quickly as it appeared, it was gone. "I'm going to miss you when you leave." "I'm never gone for long." Frowning, she crossed to stand at the shoreline. He followed at a slower pace. No amount of prodding would get her to tell him what was on her mind. The goddess kept her cards close to her chest at all times. If or when she decided to show them, she would. Otherwise, Preston would be left in the dark, as he'd been on so many occasions before, until she dropped her 4 aces on the table and left him scratching his head over his 2 pair. "You might as well tell me," he urged. "Whatever it is, we'll deal with it together, my queen." With a heavy sigh and a heavier frown, she faced him. "Evil has invaded the Otherworld, and I know not the source." Mentally, Preston reeled from the news. As calmly as he could, he asked, "What sort of evil? And how do we eradicate it?" "It happened recently. I believe it was attached to the enchantress when she crossed over." Isolde de Thorne had died after an intense battle with her son Damien. After years as the Ether, the one responsible for the balance of good and evil in the magical world, she'd given in to the darkness. When she became infected by its poison, the deterioration of her mind began, and she'd morphed into one of the most deadly creatures imaginable. As an enchantress Ether, she'd been able to seduce other witches and warlocks into sacrificing themselves so she might gain their magic. The first time she was entombed, it had taken a god or goddess